In February 2013, I did a top 10 countdown on who I thought were the worst drivers ever in NASCAR. However, for some reason, that video was disliked a lot. So I decided to ask my YouTubian buddies who they thought were the worst, and by vote, I have made this special countdown video of who you guys, my YouTubian buddies, think are the worst drivers in NASCAR. 19 YouTubian buddies voted for a combined 59 drivers. The following are the drivers who got votes, but did not get into the top 10. Trevor Bayne, Norm Benning, Clint Boyer, Ricky Carmichael, Austin Dillon, Ty Dillon, Carl Edwards, Tim George Jr., Clay Greenfield, Victor Gonzalez Jr., Paul Yaraka, Kevin Harvick, Owen Kelly, Alex Kennedy, Todd Cleaver, Blake Cook, Steve Kinzer, Jason Leffler, Casey Beers, Brendan Newberry, Max Pappas, Kyle Petty, Tony Raines, Brian Repter, Robert Richardson, Scott Riggs, Elliott Sadler, Johnny Sauter, Brian Scott, Reed Sorensen, and Brad Sweet each got 1 vote. Casey Atwood, Marcus Ambrose, Kyle Busch, Dario Franchitti, David Gilliland, Mike Harmon, Jimmy Johnson, Paul Menard, David Reagan, Jacques Villeneuve, and Cole Witt each got 2 votes. Jennifer Jo Cobb, Amber Cope, Travis Popple, Joey Logano, Juan Pablo Montoya, and Brian Vickers each got 3 votes. So with that out of the way, here is the top 10. Well, top 11, because there was a 3-way tie for 9th place. So we'll do 11 drivers with these first 3 in a tie. So let's get started. These 3 with 4 votes are tied for 9th. First is Derek Cope, a driver who's been around for a long while and has won the 1990 Daytona 500, even though it was in miracle-type fashion. You guys voted him in the tie for 9th because of the assumption he was a one-hit wonder, considering he won in Cup only 1 year, though he won twice, Daytona and Dover. Another YouTubian buddy also claims that Derek wrecks most of the time. He has had some big wrecks over the years in all 3 series. The second person tied for 9th is David Reutimann. I'll be honest, I'm a bit happy with this pick, though he wasn't in my own top 10. You guys picked David because you guys believed he was a worthless driver who highly failed at Michael Waltrip Racing, despite his 2 wins. Even though a few of you say both were flukes. Also, many of you depicted his controversial move at Martinsville in 2011. I agree with that. The third person you picked in the tie for 9th was Michael Waltrip. A lot of you agreed with me when I said most of Mikey's wins were based on luck, and the fact that all but a few of his official wins were on restrictor plate tracks. Some also say that the issue at Richmond in 2013 was a factor into Mikey being no good. I agree, though that had nothing to do with Mikey's bad driving. Eighth place in your countdown with a total of 5 votes is who was 5th in mine, David Stremme. Most of you who voted for Stremme had the same reasons I did. Been in NASCAR over a decade and never won, been with a big level team and highly failed, always wrecks, etc., etc. Basically, you guys reiterate my argument. I'll admit, that brings a smile to my face. Mainly because people don't usually agree with me on anything. But anyway, these next 2 are tied for 6th place because they both got 6 votes. Now this first one hurts me a little bit because you guys voted for one of my NASCAR Dozen members into this top 10. The NASCAR Dozen member in this case is Robby Gordon. You guys say that Robby is a whiner with a temper tantrum, a guy who highly failed at RCR, cannot win, and is a, quote, butthole. Among the 6 voters, they all gave a reason, and 3 of them voted Robby 2nd overall on their own personal countdown. Even though I myself am not satisfied with that, I do respect the opinions of my YouTubian buddies. The other person tied for 6th is the driver that a whole boatload of people screamed for me to put in the countdown. So here he is in 6th place on yours, Steve Wallace. Like one YouTubian buddy told me, you knew this was coming. Everyone who voted for Steve Wallace said the same thing. He flat out sucks. He crashes a lot, truly sucks, has never won, and won a lot. though he tends to get his way in a lot of terms of him whining. Here's a little known fact that is only basically known between me and my buddies in my little Mere Kids gang. One of my buddies was very irate at Stephen Wallace because she thinks him whining after he crashed in 2009 at Daytona got her driver penalized. I'll let you guess which one of my buddies that is. Once you know the driver, you'll know the buddy. Fifth place in your countdown is another driver I featured in mine, Landon Cassil. All of you unanimously agreed on your reason of why Landon is deserving of being on this countdown. Collectively, he is a huge pussy in NASCAR who crashed and picked dumb fights way too much and terribly sucked in Hendrick equipment. Very good reasonings there. The next two drivers in this countdown are tied for third with 9 votes each. Now, I'll be honest, I'm utterly surprised with this first one. I cannot believe how many of you said that JJ Yeley should be in this countdown. Over half of you who voted for Yeley in this countdown say the main reason is because he totally flopped at Joe Gibbs Racing. One YouTubian buddy went bonkers against Yeley, putting him number 1 on his own personal countdown, saying that he has wrecked over 10 people and never took the blame, can't hold the line, always wrecks, and never has respect from anyone. Wow, that's what I say about Carl Edwards and Kyle Busch, but okay. The other driver tied for third is the guy I put second, Kevin Conway. Everyone who's known me or has seen my Worst Driver Countdown video knows I call him Kevin Conman. The interesting thing is most of the people who listed their reasons said their reason is the same as mine. What I find most interesting about that is among the 5 who gave a ranking themselves in their own personal countdown, 3 of them had Kevin as either first or second. Even though he is coactively third in this countdown, that alone shows how much Kevin Conman sucks in every way, shape, and form in terms of NASCAR. Well, despite everything I keep saying, you guys were determined to see this come to pass, so here it is. With 10 votes, the second worst driver in NASCAR, according to my YouTubian buddies, is Danica. Even though I said give Danica some time and then we'll decide, most of you decided that she's been given enough time already. And boy did you guys give me some reasons for you picking her. Among them was, she isn't built to be in NASCAR, she sucks at payback, she could only win at Daytona or Talladega, she does terrible in Hendrick equipment, Johanna Long is way better, she is better in IndyCar, and she never takes responsibility for her actions. Okay, point taken. You guys made your voices heard loud and clear on Danica. And so, after all the vote tallying, all the reasons, all the excitement, and all the build-up, with votes from 13 YouTubian buddies out of the 19 who voted, 68%, the driver who you guys, my YouTubian buddies, voted as the worst driver in NASCAR is the same guy I picked as the worst driver in NASCAR. That's right. Number 1 is still John Wes Townley. Right after my top 10 countdown of the worst drivers was revealed, John Wes Townley won the ARCA race at Daytona. A YouTubian buddy made a comment telling me that, and I said, maybe he saw this video and said, oh yeah, well I'll show you. Apparently he has a heck of a lot more convincing to do, because even after 3/4 of a year after my list was revealed, you guys still say he's number 1 in the worst NASCAR driver category. And like Kevin Conman, you guys basically said the same reasons as me. He crashes more than anyone on the face of the earth, and here's an interesting twist. He's also ruined Zaxby's reputation. Also among the 13 YouTubian buddies who voted for him, 9 of you had your own ranking for your own personal countdown. And among you 9, 7 of you had him third or higher, 6 of you second or higher, and 4 of you number 1. So that's it for this Top 10 Countdown special. I give a special thank you to all my YouTubian buddies who did vote to help mold this countdown. I look forward to the responses from all of you on this video and other Top 10 Countdown videos of the future. This is Ultimate 23 Dragon, and this is our final answer.